I was ready to do Thursday. Apparently, you guys aren't coming in tomorrow. No work. I'll be here, but I guess we're going a day early.
Zoom in.
Yeah.
Did you practice your sportsmanship in the off season?
No, I think over time, it just kind of builds up. You have relationship with guys and things like that. But it's always cool to be nominated for something. I think you play the game the right way without having to talk too much or do anything too crazy, and just kind of play the game the right way.
Joel, how is the way Shedeur plays, deep passing, how is that re-energized the offense?
Yeah, I think those big plays we saw, I think we had 3 pretty explosive pass plays, which we haven't had in a few weeks, were huge for us. Obviously, one got us way down there. One scored a touchdown, and one obviously we fumbled, but it was still a big play. Like, you saw the shot play potential. And anytime, like, as an offense, you're kind of struggling, 40, 50-yard plays are going to help the offense out. And I definitely think that was something we've been missing. So it was a big part of it, and I think it led to a couple scores for us.
And you can build on that, right? That was not a one-off.
Yeah. I think that's part of his game. Like, you saw it in college. Like, he makes plays, he moves around the pocket. I mean, that throw, like, in the moment, I didn't even know. You're blocking somebody else, but the hit he took, why he made that throw was very impressive. But those are the plays I think you saw flash in college that were like, all right, this guy has some potential to make those at the next level, and hopefully we can keep building on it.
Joel, there were no big sack losses in the game, only one sack. That was one of the criticisms of him. How much work was put into eliminating those during the game?
Yeah, I think it was talked about a lot. The coaches stressed it a lot. As an O-line, we talked about just block until we, like, you can stress whatever you want, but, like, until the ball's thrown, like, you still got to block, you still got to understand your assignment. But I think Shedeur did a great job of getting the ball out when he could. There was quick passing game and scrambling to make plays, and looking downfield instead of kind of scrambling to, go backwards. And I thought all those things were huge improvements this week. And the script of the game, like, we didn't have to drop back pass as much as we've done in some of the other games. But it was great. I think he worked on it tremendously, and hopefully we continue to emphasize it and continue to protect him.
One sack, he was actually moving up in the pocket.
Yeah, he was climbing. He was trying to escape out the left side. So yeah, I think it was a great improvement.
Joel, what about this Niners defense? I mean, I know Bosa, no Fred Warner. Like, how good are they still even without those bigger names that you guys have obviously seen in the past?
Yeah, I mean they're 8-4. I think as a team, like, they're playing. Like, I watched Monday night obviously live, then I rewatched the film, and it's just like, I think Coach Saleh has, like, just programmed them. Like, they replace guys, they plug and play them, and they just play hard. Like you said, there might not be as big of names as, obviously we have a lot of respect for Fred and Bosa, but they're playing well, and they're playing at a high level, and I'm sure they would want those guys, but I think it's a credit to their culture and the way they're coached, that the guys that have come in just play hard, play the right way, are going to do their assignment, and they're still a very tough out.
And what about just the fact, I think they're either at the very bottom of the league in terms of sacks or one of, like, the bottom 2. Like, I'm sure you guys still have to be alert, though.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they don't pressure that much. I think they're used to, having Bosa, and they had a first-round pick that got hurt as well. I mean, those guys are their pass rush guys, so they don't pressure a whole lot comparative to other teams. But they still run a lot of games, a lot of pressures. Even if they haven't got sacks, they've impacted the quarterback, and their coverage has been good enough where, they haven't had to have too many to, get the wins.
Joe, why is the Wildcat been effective the couple of times you guys do the goal line?
Yeah, I think it gives us an extra blocker, so you have one more guy in there. Usually on the goal line, there's a, BYOB, bring your own blocker for the running back, and we get an extra guy there. And I think teams are afraid of, Q throwing the ball. They were kind of cover 1 back there, which we were expecting a cover 0 look, and they played a little cover 1, so they were respecting the passing game too. But no, we've had a few packages out of it. It's been successful. I think it just gives us an extra body in there. And, when you only have 2 or 3 plays out of it, so you can really rep those and understand what looks you're going to get.
Is that something you can have every week, or is it better when you bring it out every month or something?
I think if you change up, have a few wrinkles, like, I think it's something that you want to have and want to be successful, especially in, like, goal line, red zone, short yardage situations. I don't know if we'll go Miami Dolphins where they were running it, like 20 times a game, every game. But, having those options, I think, helps open our offense up.
Joel, you're used to quarterback changes during the season, and it's obviously different where, like, at training camp and stuff, you have more time to sort of build chemistry with somebody. How is it different during the season, and how much more can another week of sort of work with Shedeur, how much more can you guys kind of get connected on the same page with another week?
Yeah, I think anytime you continue to work with somebody, like the continuity is going to grow. In season, it almost forces it to happen faster. And since you get all the walkthrough reps, you get all the team practice reps, you get all the game reps. Like a 60-play game is probably like 3 days of training camp. You know what I mean? So like it happens a lot quicker in season, and I think the more you work at it, the more comfortable you're going to feel. You're going to understand like how he likes to escape the pocket, what he's thinking if they get a certain rush, his cadences. All those things are just going to continue to grow with more and more experience.
I know you're in the middle of it, but do you get a sense of the excitement that kind of surrounds him? Obviously, Dion being there, it goes beyond that.
Yeah, I mean, I think I kind of said something in the post game about like, obviously his dad is one of the best players ever, and he's been in the limelight his whole life, and I think people have been curious since he was in high school what he's going to do at college, where he went to school, all those things. So it's an experience that people want to be a part of, and then I think his personality, he has that a little bit of excitement that comes with it. And, I think the plays he made, you win a football game, like we've been fighting to win on the road, like all those things add up. And we just want to continue to grow around him and help him, as much as we can.
Joel, I know one of the things you've talked about is obviously offensively, you guys want to play complementary and hold up your end of the bargain. But how does it affect you guys that you have a defense that's going to get you the ball back? Like, how does that impact you guys?
Yeah, it's great. I think as a play caller, I think it has an effect there where it's like you might have to go for it in certain situations, but a game like last week, they're like, I don't think they're going to score on us 3 times. Like, our defense is going to step up and make plays there. We don't want to rely on it, but we understand like they've made plays for us all year, and they've done some amazing things. So we're focused on ourselves. I think sometimes it's okay to punt. You know what I mean? Like if you're playing the field position battle, and it's like, do we need to take a huge risk on 3rd and 15 here, or is it a way? We try draw or screen, and we're not turning the ball over. We're punting it back, and Corey's been a great punter for us. So I think all those things have effect to playing that complementary football.
Thanks, Joe.
Yep. Thanks, guys.